Here we have a Star Trek The Next Generation Innerspace series playset. If you're familiar with the toys at the time, this was the mid-90s, there were things like Mad Max and Polly Pocket that were a small toy that would unfold into a smaller playset with little tiny, barely articulated figures. This is kind of the Star Trek equivalent of that. It's very much in the same mold. This is from 1995, and I'm going to be honest with you. When these things first came out, I was not a fan. I had no interest in them, and that is because I was the guy who really wanted something super accurate and something close to the screen. I'm still that kind of guy. And if you look at the big toy that's going to be coming out of this box, it's not quite the right proportion, and the play sets are not going to be really close to screen accurate. But nowadays, I think there's something really cool about having this little shelf candy, something to kind of play with on my desk. So I'm going to probably get into these more in the future. I picked this up at a convention this summer. Back in the day, they always had little serial numbers on them in case that would enhance the collectability. I really don't think it ever did, but it was fun at the time. Got a little window there showing our Commander Riker and Commander Data, and I can show you if I use my thumb as a guide, that's how big they are. On the back of the box, we have kind of a little display as to what it's going to look like. And Star Trek points. I wonder what you could have sent it with. Or a free official magazine. Okay. Yeah, these are the other playsets that are available there. I will probably be picking those up at some point because I think I'm going to have a lot more of these down the road. Let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, let's put the actual box aside for the moment. Just going to look at the paper goods here. We have the stickers. We have the instructions on where to put the stickers. There's a little clip available as well. I can't imagine carrying this thing around on my belt, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay. The bubble for Riker and Data has yellowed quite a bit. Let's free them from there before we go on. And you might be wondering, are you taking it out of its original package? Yes, I absolutely am, because these things were made by the bajillions, and I think it's going to have much more love sitting on my shelf and being played with by a real fan than it ever will sitting in its original box. It's been in its original box for 25 years. I think we're good. Okay, so Riker, holding a phaser. Holding a phaser. He's got that tear on his uniform, and if you remember the original Riker action figure, had that same tear, so this is a nice homage to that. His hand is giant compared to his face. I mean, look at this. His hand could actually wrap over his face like a catcher's mitt. But with a figure that small, what are you going to do? Data here has what appears to be a tricorder. It's slightly blacker than a tricorder should be, but still a pretty good level of detail. Even though it looks like the arms are jointed, they don't actually move. It's just a solid part of the torso. The legs do move, and that is about the only articulation you're going to get. So I'm going to put these guys up here for the moment so they can sit and watch as I prepare the rest of the toy. Now, as I said, I'm going to be taking this out of the box, but I will keep the original box because, it survived this long. I might as well give it a useful shelf life as a little timepiece. I like the design of the box. I like the way the 90s marketing looked. So it won't be a total loss, but I can't think of a household in which this toy is going to get more love than this one right here. Put the cardboard insert aside. Okay, so here is the actual play set. It already has the belt clip put right onto it there, so let's kind of... Can I snap that off so I can mount? Okay. Well, let's get that later. Yeah. So as I said, this is not super screen accurate. If I were to put this on the front of my uniform, it would stick out like a sore thumb, quite literally. The silver on the Delta shield is starting to raise a bit. It's up for debate whether that happened out of the factory or if that's just a product of it sitting in storage for so long. But it's still pretty sharp looking. It's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. 1 second. Yep, here we go. So as you can see, we've got the basic layout here. It unfolds into the transporter room. It doesn't look much like the transporter room right now. I'm going to fix that in a minute. And we've got the console here, and the figures can actually be snapped in here, and there's a little transporter effect, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm very, very careful about stickers. I want the stickers to look right, so I will probably speed this up while I put them on, so I don't have to feel rushed. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, that about wraps that up. I'm going to make one slight alteration from the instructions here. There's these little strips here, these little brown strips that are supposed to go right on this panel here, but as you can see, they're already painted on, and I think the painted on look is much better, so I'm going to let the stickers set aside on that particular part. But other than that, this is what it looks like, and as you can see, it looks a lot better as a toy. It doesn't look much like what the show looks like, but that's okay. That's not what we're going for here. I'm going to go ahead and flip the... Where is... Yeah. So if we want to set up our playset as it's intended, I can put Riker and Data here. It has these little clips to hold them in because they're just so small they can't stand up any other way. And then whoosh, they're gone. And when you're done, the nice thing about these, they're self-contained, so when I'm done playing, I can just fold it right up and put it on my desk like so. And that is the Star Trek The Next Generation Innerspace Series Communicator Transporter playset.